What's up, guys? Hope we're doing well. Man, I'm excited for this semester. I'm excited how God's going to use us. It's just going to be such a great semester. And the reason why I'm filming this, guys, is that, man, I really want to give us a way how we can systematically and effectively develop our current small group hosts and develop new ones along the journey. So we're going to do that by using our 9-box pipeline and our leadership profile. Now, I know that we went over our 9-box a couple months ago on our Zoom coaches meeting, but I know it's collected some dust. But like I said earlier, is that I have made one for our small groups, our 9-box in our leadership profile. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And the reason why, guys, this is so vital, because maybe you're guilty of this. I know I've been guilty of this. That we often have the temptation to promote people off potential and nothing else. So an example of that is that, man, I think Joe would make a great small group leader or a great small group coach because, man, he's just killing it. He's just like smashing on it. He is incredible. Now, we don't know what killing it means. He's a nice person. He's a nice guy. He's warm. We like him. He's likable. But we really don't have anything to go off of other than he has this thing called potential. But what this performance pipeline is going to help us do is actually going to give us responsibilities. It's actually going to give us data. It's actually going to give us results where we can systematically help somebody be prepared to step into their God-given role. And so that's so vital, guys, especially from our last meeting with us all of us together, is that, man, we want to raise up small group leaders that are biblically sound, that will biblically shepherd our people well. And so this is going to, I think, really help out, not be a silver bullet, but help out in the process. All right. So I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see the 9-box. Okay. And let's go over it. All right. So it's critical that we understand, guys, that there are 3 different levels. There is the mastery potential, growth potential, and turn potential. So I want to read this part up here. So number 1, this is the mastery level, guys, is that you are able to do the same kind of work currently being done, only better. So at every level, there are work values, there's skills, there's time application. So when you're at the mastery level, you want to help this person master the basics, master the fundamentals, but then also to keep getting better at it. We just still want to maintain, but we want to get better and incrementally better. And so when you're at the mastery level, you want them to help just get down the basics and do it as best as they can. The next level is the growth potential. This is when, number 2, you're able to do the work. You're able to do the work of bigger jobs at the same level in the near term. So basically, you master the basics. You're doing the level really well, but you're taking on a little bit more responsibility at a higher level. So let's use an example, okay, for small groups. So let's say it's a small group coach, okay? A small group host. And man, they are completing the sort of standard. They're discovering for their small group. Their discussions are lively and engaging. I mean, they are just smashing it per the 9-box. So you know what? Like I see them doing really well with engaging. Let's give them a little bit more responsibilities of maybe of a small group trainer. Okay, so maybe you're hanging out with one of your small group coaches, another one of your small group hosts, and you invite them to come to lunch with you, and you're basically using them to help train up a new small group leader, and you want to see how they do. Or maybe on the flip side of it, if you're coaching 5 different people and you want to see how they coach somebody else, you put them in a safe situation for them to shepherd them for a couple weeks. And so when you're at the growth potential, you've already mastered the basics, but now you're taking on a little bit more responsibility to see how you do. And the 3rd level, guys, is the growth potential. Okay, that's when you're able to do the work at the next level in 1 or 2 years sooner, okay? Don't really mind like the timetable. That's not really important. But when you are at the term potential, that means that you've mastered the basics and you're already doing almost all the things at the next level. Once you've mastered that, now you're ready to make the turn and go into your next role, okay? So you can see, guys, from this, that all of us start as a number 6, okay? You have high potential. You haven't really done much. You've been, in the same situation. Start in a new situation. So you start as a 6. And so, man, if you're doing well and you're mastering the basics, man, you will go to either a effective performer or a steady performer, okay? Based on how well you're doing the basics, okay? And maybe you're underperforming. Maybe you're coming with some challenges. You may not go to 4 or 7. You're now going to go 2 and 8. And what I love about this 9-box, guys, is that you're able to go to each box and it tells you what to do. So let's just say you're at number 6, and maybe, man, they're doing okay, but they're at number 7. Let's go to number 7. They're at mastery level, so we need to give them clear expectations and SMART goals, keeping watch to ensure improvement, and avoid digression to box number 9, which is underperformance. Changing teams and positions may be an option as well. So when someone's in box 7, they're at like a water level, right? Barely. So this is when, man, you're really coaching them. You're giving them clear expectations. Hey, I need you to like get the surf standard in. Man, I need you to whatever it may be, okay? But let's just say like they're number 4, right? Like they're doing really well. They're hitting the basics, right? They're at mastery level. Reward and recognize those individuals and use them for their training at their level. These individuals are good with where they're at, so keep them happy. And so with number 4, man, you want to keep encouraging them. You want to keep seeing how their performance is. But as it grows and as it gets better, they could potentially move to a number 5 box, which means that now they're in training. That's when you can give them a little bit more responsibility. So challenge their growth by sharing work from the future next level leader box. Make sure this person really doesn't belong in 7 or 8, okay? And so, guys, I don't want to get too wrapped up on like what number or all the details. Honestly, we're meant, if we're really doing this well and as we get comfortable, we're going to be able to look at any of these boxes and be like, oh, this person's in a 5. So let's challenge them this area. Or you know what, man, they're probably a number 7 based on the criteria. So let's make that effective step. So don't get too wrapped up, because someone could honestly be a number 7 and they can move to number 3 real quick, like super fast. And so don't get wrapped up on the numbers and details. It's all about assessing well and then help them to move the next step, okay? So here's the money part, okay? So we have this for a small group member, small group leader, host, small group coach, small group coordinator, which we don't have right now. They would be, so we have our coaches. Our coordinators would be, one men's coordinator over our men's coaches, and then, and vice versa. And then we have a small groups director, which would be my role, okay? And so what we want to do is that you're going to see, let's see, small group member. Everyone's going to have skills, time application, and leadership profile. So this is how, guys, you can tell if they're mastering the basics, if they're going to be growing, or if they're digressing, okay? So let's just take a small group member, okay? You're talking to your small group host and, you want to see, if they have potential. Well, here's some basic skills, okay, that they should have. They connect well with other people. Are they a thermostat during the discussion time? Do they demonstrate care for other people? Time application. Do they respond to group texts? Do they come to small group consistently? Have they completed growth track? So as you're talking to your small group host, you can get a better sense of why your host thinks they have potential. It's like, hey, so tell me more. How well are they connecting with other people? Tell me some stories of how you've seen them connect. Or maybe, hey, so I know you've been announcing Growth Track, and you're telling me that, man, they love our church. Have they gone through Growth Track? Are they a member? Have they talked about that at all? So you guys are able to readily assess where that person really is at. And of course, we have our leadership profile, which is Jesus-centered, communicator, heart of the house, owner, and thermostat, okay? And that's probably the part, guys, I think I'm most excited about. And I'm going to share that with you right now so you guys can see. Is when we talk about them taking on more stuff and more load to stretch their capacity, this is what we're talking about, okay? And so let's say you have a small group member and they're great communicators, they have heart of the house, but they need to work on being Jesus-centered, okay? And so what we want them to do is, man, next steps, man, are they in their one-year Bible? Maybe we can take them through Gospel Revolution. Like, we want to help them to intentionally develop that. And depending on the maturity and growth and development of your host could probably do that with the member by themselves, or maybe if they need assistance, you can be partner with them to help making sure they're growing in that way, okay? Maybe they need to have some help in their communication. So what are we going to do? Man, we can have them communicate over the group text. So maybe instead of the small group host communicating over the group text, maybe they are given instructions, the values of how to do it, and then have them execute it. Maybe you have them instruct on how to do next steps. So during the small group time, have them do next steps so they can coach them and give them the feedback that they need to grow in those areas, okay? And so I won't go through all of them, but you guys can see there are next steps for every single one on the leadership profile. So guys, so just to recap, our 9 block is to help us to assess where everybody is in our leadership. So from the small group host to even potentially our small group members, of how we can help them to grow in their leadership and grow in their walk with Jesus. And the leadership profile, that's meant to actually give them responsibilities so we can help grow the things that need to grow and to have it be done intentionally, okay? And so one thing that I didn't share with you guys, which I need to, let me pull this up, okay, is a step-by-step process of how you guys can actually put this together, okay? So just give me a second. I thought I had it pulled up, but I don't. I want to make sure you guys have this. Well, I can't share it right now, but I can tell you from my memory is this is pretty much how the process is going to go. Is you're going to help your host identify who the future leaders are. You're going to see where they need to grow. And then after that, they're going to run that play of growing them, developing them with you. And then when they come back to you, but how their small group member is doing, here's the key, guys, is out of our leadership profile, for you to feel a green light to just start moving them to more of a leadership role, you're going to want 3 out of the 5 leadership profiles done. As in, you want to feel confident in that area. And 2 out of those 3 are non-negotiable. If you don't feel a green light in them being Jesus-centered, and if you don't feel a green light in them having a heart of the house, then they are not ready yet to be a small group host. Because you think about it, Jesus-centered, caring for the group spiritually, that's so vital. That's so important. And then heart of the house, they haven't gone through Growth Track. They're not members. They don't submit to leadership. No way. That's just not going to work, okay? And so Jesus-centered, heart of the house, and then, man, maybe you feel confident in their communication, in their being an owner, whatever it is. So after you feel confident in 3 out of the 5 leadership profiles, then we can recommend them to small group host training. Now, don't hear me wrong. Everybody is welcome to go to small group host training. I mean, anybody, whether they're members or not. But that's how I want you guys to be thinking as you're developing future hosts, current hosts, and into the next level of their leadership, because we want them to be not perfect, but to be growing in their leadership. And I think this is going to be a benefit for you guys as well, as you guys are looking at the coach aspect, the 9 box, man. How are you hitting the mark? What are areas that you're killing it in? What are some areas, man, that you want some growth, some feedback in as well? Okay, so I hope this is helpful. I know we're gonna have to be talking about this a whole lot more, but I hope and pray this is a good beginning point. So love you guys. Talk to you soon.